Alright, Shalom Akim. This is Dog Ball coming from GMS Los Angeles. Alright, we're gonna give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, man. We're still in the Pesach, and I'm just gonna read off in Exodus here from 5 through I think 14. Just how Moses was led by the Lord to gather his people, alright, and had the contest with Pharaoh, alright. And warned him of many plagues and famines, already, and pestilences that would come if they didn't release his people to show the power of YAHAWASHI, his power, our power, all right, and the fear of the Lord, and who really owns the earth, all right, and double honors to the elders of GMS on down, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect who hope, believe, and receive this truth in sincerity and in spirit, all right, as the Lord requires. And much love and respect also to the confusion of face brothers who are of the elect confusion of faces, because there are two-third confusion of faces, all right, who are pushing the word in truth and sincerity, going hard no matter what, all right. And I do have much respect and love for all the sincere brothers in this truth. I don't have no respect for any brothers who are not sincere, for any brother who has hatred towards his brother for any reason, all right? Because this is about YAHAWASHI, our power. This is not about you, okay? We are nothing to the Lord, man. We deserve death, but the Lord YAHAWASHI has mercy upon his elect, and the Lord knows who his chosen are. But as long as you're sincere, man, and doing the work of the Lord, and not going off, and have love towards your brothers, because the Lord knows your thoughts. He knows your plans. All right, He knows you better than you can ever know yourself. All right, He made you. All right, and certain brothers are gonna get dealt with. All right, there's some brothers who are gonna get judged because they're holding a secret hatred. Okay, and we're gonna see this in the end times. All right, more brothers are gonna fall out, and we're gonna see who the true elect are. All right, the ultimate test is the hour of temptation, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Salakia. Okay. But man, I'm just gonna get on, man, because this is a beautiful Pesach, man, and the Lord has really shown, at least I can speak for myself, me great things, and he has came into his temple, which our bodies are temples, his temples. He owns us, and he showed me great love and the spiritual gains, man. Okay, I'm very thankful, man, and I hope that you brothers as well pray to the Lord and fast as well during this Pesach, you know, and take great joy in the Lord YAHAWASHI power, because he's given us the mercies, and he's given us the blessings to receive this truth. And if he's giving you the spirit, man, to put videos out there and to speak, to be one of his prophets, then that's nothing but love, man. That's nothing but great power and a great honor, and that's a great honor, man. It's the highest honor. Okay, man. The hopeful elect, man. We love YAHAWASHI, man, and we need him all the day long for our righteousness, our filthy rags before him. But he has mercy upon his hopeful elect, man. Okay. So I'm just gonna start reading off. Just so if you want to follow in the blue letter, you can follow in the blue letter. But I'm gonna start reading from my Bible, and I'm just gonna start showing pictures. All right, I'm gonna start showing pictures from my phone. So just follow on, brothers. I'm gonna be reading in Exodus chapter 5 through verse 14. Okay, follow in your Bibles, or follow on the blue letter or whatever app you might have that has the scriptures. All right, the holy scriptures of the Lord, the scriptures of the nation of Israel. Verse Exodus 5. And afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, power of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. Slack, man. Verse 2, and Pharaoh said, who is the Lord, that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not the Lord, neither will I let Israel go. And they said, the power of the Hebrews had met with us, let us go, we pray thee, 3 days. 3 days journeying into the desert, and sacrifice unto the Lord our power, lest he fall upon us with pestilence, or with the sword. Alright, so they're telling Pharaoh to let him go. Alright, or otherwise the Lord's gonna even curse them for not escaping Egypt. Okay. And the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do ye, Moses and Aaron, let the people from their works get you into unto your burdens? And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and ye make them rest from their burdens. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick, as heretofore. Let them go and gather straw for themselves, and a tale of the bricks which they did make heretofore ye shall lay upon them. Ye shall not diminish aught thereof, for they be idle. Therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice unto our power. Let their more work be laid upon the men, that they may labor therein, and let them not regard vain words. And the taskmasters of the people went out, and their officers, and they spake to the people, saying, thus saith Pharaoh, I will not give you straw. Go ye, get you straw where ye can find it. Yet not aught of your works shall be diminished. So the people were scattered abroad throughout all the land of Egypt, to gather stubble instead of straw. And the taskmasters hasted them, saying, fulfill your works, your daily tasks. And when there was straw, and the officers of the children of Israel, which Pharaoh's taskmasters had set over them, were beaten, and demanded, wherefore have ye not fulfilled your task in making brick, both yesterday and today, as heretofore? Then the officers of the children of Israel came and cried unto Pharaoh, saying, wherefore dealest thou thus with thy servants? There is no straw given unto thy servants. And they say to us, make brick. And behold, the servants are beaten, but the fault is in thine own people. But he said, ye are idle, ye are idle. Therefore ye say, let us go and do sacrifice to the Lord. Go therefore now and work, for there shall no straw be given you, yet shall ye deliver the tail bricks. And the officers of the children of Israel did see that they were in an evil case, after it was said, ye shall not diminish aught from your bricks of your daily task. And they met Moses and Aaron, who stood in the way as they came forth from Pharaoh. And they said unto them, the Lord look upon you, and judge, because ye have made our Savior to be abhorred in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of his servants, to put a sword in their hand to slay us. And Moses returned unto the Lord, and said, Lord, wherefore hast thou so evil entreated this people? Why is it that thou hast sent me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in thy name, he had done evil to this people, neither hast thou delivered thy people at all. Okay, so at that point, Pharaoh was not taking lightly of what Moses was saying to him. All right, and instead of being sincere towards him and fearing what his message was, he started putting him into evil. All right, he started putting them to work, started bringing hell upon them. Okay, so Moses crying to the Lord, saying, why have you sent me like this? And Pharaoh has only brought evil to our people. All right, this is chapter 6, Exodus. Then the Lord said unto Moses, well, what I'm gonna say that Moses is King David, all right, in the spirit. And reincarnations in the Bible, and Moses is King David, all right. That's why Moses was sent out to save the people, and that's why he was given great power by the Lord, and did what he did with the Red Sea, which we're gonna go into further in by chapter 14. Okay, but Moses is King David, all right, in the reincarnation, in another form. Okay, for chapter 6. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, and said unto him, I am the Lord YAHAWASHI. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, by the name of Yahweh Almighty. But by my name, Yahweh, was I not known to them. And I have also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm, and with great judgments. And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a power. And ye shall know that I am the Lord your power, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you in unto the land concerning the which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And I will give it to you for an heritage. I am the Lord. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses, for anguish of spirit, and for cruel bondage. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Go in, speak unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go out of his land. And Moses spake before the Lord, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh hear me? Who am of uncircumcised lips? And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel, and unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. These be the heads of their fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanok, and Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These be the families of Reuben, and the sons of Simeon, Jumel, and Jumin, and Ohad, and Jachin, and Zohar, and Shaul, the son of Canaanitish women. These are the families of Simeon. And these are the names of the sons of Levi according to their generations: Gershon, and Kohath, and Merari, Salat. And the years of the life of Levi were 137 years. The sons of Gershon, Libni, and Shimi, according to their families. And the sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, and Hebron, and Uzziel. And the years of the life of Kohath were 133 years. All right. And the sons of Merari, and Mahali, and Mushai. These are the families of Levi according to their generations. And Amram took him Jobed, his father's sister, to wife, and she bare him Aaron, and Moses. And the years of the life of the life of Amram were 137 years. And the sons of Izhar, Korah, and Nepheg, and Zikri. And the sons of Uzziel, Mishael, and Isaphon, and Zithri. And Aaron took him Elisheba, daughter of Aminadab, sister of Nashon, to wife. And she bare him Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Itamar, the sons of Korah, Aser, and Elkanah, and Ibasaph, and Abiasaph. These are the families of the Korites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him one of the daughters of Putiel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites, according to their families. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, Bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies. These are they which speak to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron. And it came to pass on a day the Lord spake unto Moses in the land of Egypt, that the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I am the Lord. Speak thou unto Pharaoh king of Egypt all that I say unto thee. And Moses said before the Lord, Behold, I am of uncircumcised lips, and how shall Pharaoh hearken unto me? Chapter 7, Exodus chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, See, I have made thee a power unto Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. All right, so the Lord's gonna forcefully harden Pharaoh's mind. Okay, and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth mine armies, and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt, by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt, and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them, so did they. And Moses was 400 years old, and Aaron 403 years old, 403 years old. That's how old they were. We were older back in the days. When they spake unto Pharaoh, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, Shew a miracle for you, then shalt thou say unto Aaron, Take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. All right, so Aaron's snake went around and swallowed up all the magicians and sorcerers' snakes. All right, took them out. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuseth to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's brink against he come. And the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand. And thou shalt say unto him, The Lord YAHAWAH of the Hebrews hath sent me unto thee, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto hitherto thou wouldest not hear. Thus saith the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahawah. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood. And the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. Okay. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. And Moses and Aaron did so as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood, and the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments, and Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them, as the Lord had said. And Pharaoh turned and went unto his house, neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Egyptians digged around about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled. After that, the Lord had smitten the river. Chapter 8, Exodus chapter 8. And the Lord spake unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs, and the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into thine house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thine ovens, and into thy kneading throws. And the frog shall come up both on thee and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Aaron, stretch forth thine hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron, and said, Entreat the Lord, that he may take away frogs from me, and from my people. I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto the Lord. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, Glory over me, when shall I entreat for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee and thy houses, that they may remain in the river only? And he said, Tomorrow. And he said, Be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto the Lord our power. And the frog shall depart from thee, and from thy houses, and from thy servants, and from thy people. They shall remain in the rivers only. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto the Lord because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses. All right, so Moses had power that the Lord gave him. Okay, and they gathered them out. They gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord said unto Moses, Say unto Aaron, Stretch out thy rod, and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. So instead of dust, there's lice. And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man, and in beast. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, This is the finger of Yahawah. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth. He cometh forth to the water. Say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy houses. And the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are. And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end that thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth. I will put a and I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be. And the Lord did so, and there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. And Pharaoh called for Moses and for Aaron, and said, Go ye, sacrifice to your power in the land. And Moses said, It is not meet so to do, for we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to the Lord our power. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will they not stone us? We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness, and sacrifice to the Lord our power, as he shall command us. And Pharaoh said, I will let you go, that ye may sacrifice to the Lord your power in the wilderness. Only ye shall not go very far away. Entreat for me. And Moses said, Behold, I go out from thee, and I will entreat the Lord that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully any more, in not letting the people go to sacrifice to the Lord. And Moses went out from Pharaoh, and entreated the Lord. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and he removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go. Exodus chapter 9. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord power of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go, and wilt hold them still, behold, the land of the Lord Yahawah is upon the cattle, thy cattle which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain, and the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is in the children of Israel. And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, Tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. And the Lord did that thing on the morrow. And all the cattle of Egypt died, but the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron, Take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh, and it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it upon it up toward heaven, and it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast. And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils, for the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken unto Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, power of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For will I at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. For now will I stretch out my hand, that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. And in very deed this cause have I raised thee up, for to shew thee in my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. As yet exalteth thou thyself against my people, that thou wilt not let them go. Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as have not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof, even until now. Send therefore now, and gather thy cattle, and all that thou hast in the field, for upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field, and shall not be brought home, the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die. He that feareth the Lord, the word of the Lord, among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee into the houses. And he that regardeth not the word of the Lord left his servants and his cattle in the field. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in the land of Egypt, upon man, and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field, throughout the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and the Lord set thunder and hail, and fire ran along upon the ground. And the Lord rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail, and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation. And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field, and brake every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was there no hail. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. The Lord is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. Entreat the Lord, for it is enough that there be no more mighty thunderings and hail, and I will let you go, and ye shall stay no longer. And Moses said unto him, As soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hands unto the Lord, and the thunder shall cease, neither shall there be any more hail, that thou mayest know how the earth is the Lord's. But as for thee, my servants, as for thee and thy servants, I know ye will not yet fear the Lord power, Yahawah. And the flax and the barley was smitten, for the barley was in the ear, and the flax was boiled. But the wheat and the rice were not smitten, for they were not grown up. And Moses went out of the city from Pharaoh, and spread abroad his hands unto the Lord, and the thunders and hail ceased, and the rain was not poured upon the earth. And when Pharaoh saw the rain and the hail and the thunders were ceased, he sinned yet more, and hardened his heart, he and his servants. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had spoken by Moses. Exodus chapter 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, and the heart of his servants, that I might shew these my signs before him, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am the Lord. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh, and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord power of the Hebrews, How long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring forth the locusts into thy coast, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot able to see the earth, and they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree which groweth for you out of the field, and they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy fathers' fathers have seen, since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servants said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the man go, that they may serve the Lord their power. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, Go serve the Lord your power. But who are they that shall go? And Moses said, We will go with our young and with our old, with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds will we go. For we must hold a feast unto the Lord. And he said unto them, Let the Lord be so with you, as I will let you go, and your little ones look to it, for evil is before you. Not so, go now, ye that are men, and serve the Lord, for that ye did desire. And they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand over the land of Egypt, for the locusts, that they may come upon the land of Egypt, and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hail hath left. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locust, and the locust went up over the land, over all the land of Egypt, and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Very grievous were they. Before them there were no such locusts, as they, neither after them shall be such. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. And they did not eat every herb of the land. And all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left, there remained not any green thing in the trees, or in the herbs of the field, through all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron in haste, and he said, I have sinned against the Lord your power, and against you. Now therefore forgive, I pray thee, my sin only this once, and entreat the Lord your power, that he may take away from me this death only. And went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord. And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord. And the Lord turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts, and cast them into the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be which may be felt. All right, so it's spiritual darkness. All right, spiritual is dark energy. All right, demons. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, Go ye, serve the Lord, only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you. And Moses said, Thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our power. Our cattle also shall go with us. There shall not an hoof be left behind. For therefore must we take to serve the Lord our power. And we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come thither. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he will not let them go. And Pharaoh said unto him, Get ye from me, take heed to thyself, see my face no more, for in that day thou seest my face thou shalt die. And Moses said, Thou hast spoken well, I will see thy face again no more. Exodus chapter 11. And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold. And the Lord spake, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, and in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. And Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, About midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt. Salah. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, against a man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all thy people that follow thee, and after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his hand. Exodus chapter 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This mouth shall be you the beginning of mouths. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take the blood and strike it up on the two side posts and upon the upper doorposts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover, the Lord's Pesach in the Hebrew tongue. Alright, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against the God, and against the powers of Egypt. I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plagues shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, in all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel, and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill it, and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning, for the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come into the land that the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is a sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed the head and worshipped. And the children of Israel went away, and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on the throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord, as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We be all dead men. And the people took their dough from before it was leavened, their kneading throws being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels and silvers and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they to them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the host of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord, for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall be no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof, and an hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry it forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let them come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord, And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. Exodus chapter 13. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me all the firstborn whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast. It is mine. And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day, in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand of the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came ye out of the mount out in the month of Abib. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers, to give thee a land flowing with milk and honey, and thou shalt keep the service in this month. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Lord. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee, neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. And thou shalt shew thy son in that day, saying, This is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. And it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that the Lord's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath the Lord brought thee out of Egypt. Thou shalt therefore keep this ordinance in his season from year to year. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, as he sware unto thee and unto thy fathers, and shall give it to thee, that thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that open the matrix, And every firstling that cometh of a beast which thou hast, the males shall be the Lord's. And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among thy children shalt thou redeem. And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, What is this? That thou shalt say unto him, By strength of the hand of the Lord brought us out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both firstborn of man and the firstborn of beasts. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all that openeth the matrix, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem. And just by the way, the word matrix means womb. Okay. And it shall be a token upon thine hand, and for frontlets between thine eyes. For by strength of the hand of the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh had let the people go, that YAHAWAH led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For YAHAWAH said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war, and they return to Egypt. But YAHAWAH led the people out through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea, and the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the land of Egypt. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn to the children of Israel, saying, YAHAWAH will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you. Salat. And they took their journey from Succoth, and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, which is talking about a chariot, to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, also still the same chariot, to give them light to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. Exodus chapter 14. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn and encamp before Pahithroth, between Migdol and the sea, and against Baal Zephon, before it shall ye encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, They are entangled in the land, the wilderness has shut them in. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. And they did so. And it was told of the king of Egypt that people fled. That the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and his servants was turned against the people. And they said, Why have we done this, that we have let Israel go from serving us? And he made ready his chariot, and took his people with him, and took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt, and captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand. But the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh, and his horsemen, and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea, beside Pahithroth, before before Baal Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord, and they said unto Moses, Because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we might serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, and stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will shew to you this day. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. And the Lord shall fight for you, and he shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, Wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel, that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground, through the midst of the sea. And behold, I will harden the heart of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. The angel of YAHAWAH, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And a pillar of a cloud went from before their face, though a chariot, and stood behind them. And it became the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near to the other all the night. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were all wall unto them, on their right hand and on their left. It's a miracle, man. Power. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses and his chariots and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning, which the Lord looked unto the hosts of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, to close it in, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength. And when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea, and the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. They remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI saved Israel that day out of the land of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord, and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. Alright, so that's pretty much all I was going to read, man. But you see, all we have to do is trust in the Lord with all our might, man, with all our strength. And the Lord will be here for us, man. And the Lord sent his servant Moses, man, to declare for us, you know. And he told Pharaoh to let him go, and it was all according to the Lord's will. And the Lord, he hardened Pharaoh's heart, man. And after all those things, after so many days and so many pestilences and famines and curses, darkness, frogs, flies, all right. What else to say? Blood of the water. No matter what, the Lord still had it in control, because the Lord controls all things. The Lord controls. This is His movie. This is His plan. This is His will, right? This is His world. The earth is the Lord's, and that's the whole point of the Lord, and why we go into this, because He wants to show us His power, and he wants to let his name be feared among all the earth in his own way. For the Lord is almighty, man, and he could do all things, and we can also do all things with YAHAWASHI who strengthens us. All right, all the one right to Zal, man. That most of these brothers here, most of you brothers are of the elect, man. Keep praying, man. Stay fasting and study, and anything you need. You need in the spirit. You need to pray to the Lord and keep crying. Pray without ceasing, and the Lord will hear you if you're being sincere and you're being honest, and if He's dealing with you. It's a lot, but the Lord shows His power. You know, the Lord showed His power many times, and so it shall come again, because we are in the new Egypt, the new Roman Empire. All right, because this America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. All right. And the Lord again is going to redeem us out of the land of Egypt. But the verse says, the scriptures say, man, that it shall no more be remembered. The Lord that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but brought them out of the land of the north. And that's talking about mainly right here in Great Babylon, which is North America. All right. But this is what we're celebrating, brothers. And this is what we got to remember, and this is what we're rejoicing in right now. For the Pesach, for the Passover, because this is a holy convocation. You know, this is the Lord's Passover, in which we should remember that he passed over us, and he warned us through his servant Moses. All right, and he saved us and redeemed us. Okay, and so on the last seventh day, you know, make sure you try to, no matter where you're at, brothers, try to get you a little bit of wine, try to get you some lamb, and cook it with fire, get some bitter herbs, okay, and sup with the Lord, okay, and make sure to sup with the Lord, all right, and give great thanks, and you know, and just show the Lord that you're with Him, you know. You know, you gotta seek your own salvation. All right, you gotta work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, and have no leaven in your house. If you live with some parents or with somebody that you have to hide the truth from, don't worry about that leaven in the house. That shall be a curse unto them. But to you shall not eat no leavened bread, which has yeast in it, and yeast makes things puff up, you know, like donuts and stuff like that, you know, cheeseburger bread, you know, the buns. So make sure you look up on Google and try not to eat, if you already have eaten yeast or leaven right now, try not to eat it anymore for the next few days until Tuesday sundown is when the Pesach ends. Okay, and great judgment is about to come, man, because the Lord always does great judgment around the Pesach, and things are turning up in the spirit, man. Everything's getting way turned up, man, and we're so close to the end. This could very well be the last year, man, Lord willing, man, and we all have to be praying for this, man. And the Lord hears the elect's cry, all right, and it's not tarrying much longer. The Lord is doing great judgments and great terrors already, and He's only warming up. It is on a small level, but everything's about to change, and we're really gonna see the Lord's power, all right, and everybody, the whole earth shall fear the Lord, YAHAWASHI, okay. But that's all I really wanted to make for this video, man. I wanted to really make sure I read it out on my channel here for the Lord YAHAWASHI and for your brothers, all right, for anybody who watches in sincerity and in truth, man, and much love to all and respect to all you brothers who do the work, from the elders on down, who are sincere and who are truthful in this, and who are serving the Lord with all their heart and with all their mind and all their spirit, okay, giving the supplications up to Him, showing and not having hatred towards their brother, no matter if they're on a higher level or on a lower level, all right, having no secret evil in them, because anyone who is dealing with secret evil in their heads or in their thoughts, or trying to treat someone else a certain way, all right, they're going to be dealt with. If they don't repent, the Lord shall judge them with a great judgment, and they shall know death by pain. Okay. But man, but that's it, man. This is the Passat right now. This is beautiful. This is a glorious and powerful time. And I do believe honestly, that the Lord's gonna bring a great judgment after this Passat. That something's gonna happen pretty soon. Now, a lot of brothers feel it in the spirit, man. But keep staying prayed up, brothers. Keep fighting, keep studying, keep praying, keep fasting, okay, and stay strong, man. And do everything you can for the Lord, because one little thing that seems small to you that you may do for the Lord can add up to a million of things in reward from the Lord in the kingdom. Okay, so keep storing up your treasures in heaven, and let your hearts not turn away from the Lord, and let your hearts not be here in America, in Great Babylon, for the end is manifest, and surely it shall not tarry. Wait upon the Lord, surely he shall come. And we're almost there, brothers. And another thing I was gonna say too is that angel, the destroyer that the Lord sent over the land of Egypt, it was actually YAHAWASHI in the spirit, and it was actually YAHAWASHI who came and did all that. All right, and so that's who we're waiting on. We're waiting for YAHAWASHI, because it's YAHAWASHI who's gonna save us this time out of the land of the north. All right, and this is his second coming, and he's bringing great judgment. And that's when we get to go home, but this is all for the Lord, man. We're remembering the Lord, and I'm gonna make another video too. But the lamb, the blood of the lamb that is on the doorpost represents YAHAWASHI's blood, because it's through YAHAWASHI's blood that we are forgiven of our sins, and that he is able to be a mediator between us and Yahweh, our power. All right, so it's about YAHAWASHI. It's a very serious time, and make sure when you eat these lamb and the herbs, you eat it in haste, because it's not a lamb dinner. It's a holy convocation, a holy assembly. All right, it's very serious, and the Lord takes it serious, and most likely some brothers are going to be taken out from the truth. We're gonna see what's going on, but keep on fighting and endure to the end, brothers. The same shall be saved who endures to the very end. Thus saith the Lord, power, Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. So I just want to give all praise to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM QADASH, Abanawa, Alahaya Nawa, our power, my power. All right, giving double honors to the elders of GMS on down, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect who hope, believe, and receive this truth, and much respect and love also to the confusion and faith brothers who are sincere of the hopeful elect and pushing this word for Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, storing up their treasures in heaven. All right, and doing the work of the Lord, man. And just keep growing, brothers. Keep fighting, keep pushing, because we're almost there, man. And through the Spirit, man, hey, man, we're at the doors. And the Lord could shut it out very well. Shut it out this year. Keep praying, man. And that's the spirit you got to be in. So giving all praise to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Shalom, brothers.